Hello everyone, here I am at Rainbow Beach, having just completed the 3-day tour of Fraser Island, and let me tell you, that was bloody incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, probably one of the best experiences I've had. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I haven't obviously been filming as I've gone because it's just been non-stop and just a big group of 30 odd people. You don't really want to be getting your phone out to vlog, so I'm afraid I'm gonna have to be filming now, talking about it, and then putting in the bits that I am talking about. It was incredible though. 30 people, all from all over the world. In my car was two Chileans on their honeymoon, a couple from Spain, an English bloke, two Irish girls. It was just an eclectic mix of people, but it was incredible. Obviously 3 other cars, we got up to a lot, and just Fraser Island is pretty incredible because it's just uncivilized. For a man that hates being dirty, you have to just embrace the dirt, you know. So you're walking around either just in your sliders or bare feet the entire time, just mucky, like sandy, dirty sand, but it's quite a exhilarating feeling, let me tell you. So yeah, I'm in Rainbow Beach. It's Sunday evening, so I filmed a little bit, a few steps here, but the beach isn't, well, the tide was in, so you couldn't really go to the beach, but it's only apparently some orangey sand, but nothing really to show there, I don't think. So I've taken myself away for a few hours before the bus to Airlie Beach tonight. Basically everyone from the tour is on the bus, which makes it more interesting, but it's a 14-hour stint. I've taken myself away to try and get this filmed for you because I know how much you guys love this content for some reason, and I thought, what better way to spend your Sunday mornings than watching this ugly mush chatting bollocks to you. So yeah, I'm gonna have to chat through what I did to you people. Basically you're in big like off-roaders, off-roader cars. You can fit 8 people in the car, but you're driving on sand the entire time. Basically there's just no roads over there, which is really quite fun. Gets really bumpy at times when you're going further inland, and there's just tracks, but it's just like obviously not been smoothed down for tarmac like it would be anywhere else in the world. But apparently it's the largest sand island in the world, I think. That's what the tour guide told us. So either he's lying or it's wrong. I don't know. Don't really know what I'm saying, to be honest. But yeah, I will start talking through the tour now. I've put it all in my notes, so I'm gonna have to refer back to that. So I'll see you in a second. So we started off by driving up 75 Mile Beach, maybe halfway up, and this beach is actually 75 miles, unlike the 100 Mile Beach in Victoria near Melbourne, which is only like 94 miles or something. Basically they're frauds down there, but at Fraser Island, when they say it's 75 miles, it's 75 miles. So we drove up there, yeah, got a little ferry across from Rainbow Beach, and then you land there, and then you've just got to pedal to the floor, stick it down, and just rip the revs out of it, you know. Just keep going through the slides. Even when it's uncomfortable, you just keep going. So I drove for like an hour towards Lake Mackenzie, which is just this big freshwater lake in the middle of the island. It's got a lovely beach there, exfoliated with the sand because it was just so like fine, and it's probably the sort of stuff that you would get in exfoliators anyway, so just naturally exfoliated, which is quite cool. This water was lovely. I love a bit of fresh water. I'm not really a saltwater type of guy, but fresh water, yeah, I can get on board with that. So I'll show you that now.
Morrison's everywhere.
And then for the rest of the day, that we drove further up towards the camp that we were staying in. I shared with a bloke who went to Cambridge Uni called Tom. Lovely guy. Farted all over him, which was lovely. But yeah, we had some wraps for lunch. For dinner we had a barbecue, sandwich burgers, which is a bit questionable, but the food, let me tell you, was a lot better than I thought it would be. They really put a good spread on, and I was expecting like, might not even be able to eat enough. No, I was eating seconds, thirds, the lot. Got known as the fat boy of camp, which isn't great, but you know, I do love my food, and when you're on holiday, who doesn't love a bit of food? And yeah, Fraser Island is actually, there was a lot more people on it than I thought, like a lot more people like privately just going over, but I wouldn't, like, it would be so difficult I think if you didn't have the guide, because when things were getting sketchy, it was just like when you're driving, you just followed what he did, and if it was good then you just went with him. But if you're like, you were inexperienced, you've never done it, because they're big old machines that you're driving, and if you're just driving that yourself, you'd be like, you wouldn't really know what to do. You'd probably get stuck, beach yourself probably. So it was good having him. But yeah, there was an awful lot of people, bit of traffic on the beach, you know, bit on the roads that we were driving on. But nevertheless, we got there. So it takes a good couple hours to get up to the camp, because you're driving on the sand and you're not driving that quickly, especially if the tide's in, because you have to drive on like the soft sand that the sea hasn't touched. So that's like a bit trickier to navigate.
Exactly. So you want to. You always say this. Where were we? Like on it.
We for the evening we walked then to this like big sand blow, I think. Took some bodyboards there with us, which didn't really work on the sand. I think the sand was a bit soft, so like you didn't really slide down quickly enough. If it was a bit firm, you might have gone a bit quicker. But even so, we found another bit. It was a bit short, but it was still good, and we tried surfing down instead, and that was a good fun. Yeah, the views were incredible.
That was.
How do you use these? I don't think it is. Give it a go. Doesn't like it too.
Oh my god.
And obviously Fraser Island is like known for its dingoes, but we didn't actually see. We saw like 2, which is a bit of a shame, because we saw those 2 like straight away, and the tour guide on the radio was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry guys, you'll be seeing plenty more where they came from over the course of the weekend." We didn't see any. So when we were walking, we were like, it was this big open sand thing, and we were just like waiting for dingoes to pop out. Nothing. And also, I don't feel like I got my money's worth. I didn't even see a fucking snake, which is a shame. Plenty of lizards, no snakes. I haven't seen one in Australia yet, so I mean, do I want to see one? It's a bit weird, isn't it? But you know, while you're here, you want to experience the full culture, you know. So. I had a couple of goat beers as well for the first evening because I am a goat. They were quite nice, pretty decent, but yeah, for the second night I went and got some Goon boxed wine, $20 for 4 litres, perfect. Handed a bit about, I maybe had half of the box myself, and that was just like apple juice to me, to be honest. I don't think other people really liked it, but I loved it. Played a few games, both nights, had a campfire, some marshmallows at the campfire, beautiful. On the second evening, which was yesterday, we went down to the beach, which is like next to the camp, and went stargazing for a couple of minutes, which I've never seen the Milky Way like that. Obviously no light pollution there, so you're just looking directly up and there's just stars keep popping up all the time that you've never seen, obviously Southern Hemisphere, but also just because it's so naturally dark that you can just keep seeing them. When your eyes adjust, you keep seeing more and more, and it's pretty incredible, to be fair. I didn't get that many great photos. I'll probably put a few up, but they're not great. Some of the girls got brilliant photos, like the exposure, I don't know how they did it, to be honest. Maybe better at iPhones, but mental.
You got this, yeah.
I think that was you.
Oh, you're already pretty.
We had a fry up then on Saturday morning, the first morning. Not really my bag, but I'll take a fry up, you know, bit of cooked food. I'm not really a hot food type of guy in the morning, not really a fry up guy. I would have preferred cereal like Noosa, but beggars can't be choosers, and it's free food at the end of the day. So had my fry up, seconds obviously, why not? And then we got going, saw a shipwreck, saw, what do we see? Champagne pools. It was a bit crap because it was raining and like it didn't look that great, and I was expecting some like hot spring there. It wasn't a hot spring, it was just like some like rocking closed seawater, so it wasn't amazing. There was a few fish in there, which was quite cool. Nice to look at. Yeah, and it pissed it down, let me tell you, pissed it down. It's not what they tell you about Australia. You come here thinking, oh, it's just sunshine and rainbows all the time like it is today, but no, it was absolutely pissing it down. It's the best kept secret, that, apparently. That's what one of the boys was saying, that Australia rains all the time, because it did rain quite a lot. But yeah, nevertheless, it was still good fun driving along. I didn't drive that time, but one of the Spanish members did. We also then went to Eli Creek, which is like some like a lazy river almost. We had some tubes, like rubber dinghies, so use them to go down the old river. It didn't really work because well, mine was crap anyway because it was deflated, I think, and your bum just kept hitting the floor. It didn't really keep you elevated high enough, but it was still fun. We then played some volleyball, which actually was very good fun. Like a good bit of beach volleyball, a bit Australian, isn't it? So a bit authentic, shall we say. And then football rounders, that's what we played. That's the ticket. Yeah, played some football rounders, had some good fun with that. Actually was very good fun. Was sprinting about, I was absolutely knackered at the end of it, let me tell you. But covered in sand, the whole shebang. But yeah, then I drove us back. We then had a lovely stir fry, and I was on garlic bread duty, looking after the garlic bread, and it was lovely garlic bread. The main, most important part of the meal, and it banged. All because of me. If anyone else was on it, you'd have been having a whole different story. Everyone would have been eating gruel. But for me, no. Garlic bread, speciality, done. See you later, boom. And finally, on what morning? Sunday morning, this morning. So after having my early shower, we had breakfast, pancakes, pretty decent. And maple syrup, lovely. Can't go wrong. Some fruit, but it was tin fruit, no, so not for me. Peaches, nah, can't be bothered. So we had that, and then we went to another lake. It was like at a sand blow as well, which is really cool. There was monkfish in there, I think. So they were cutting about in the little lake, but the tour guide was saying in like 15 years he thinks that it will be gone because it's just so, the sun's just like basically just taking it away. So it was good to see that while it's fun, while it's lasted. And yeah, and one of the guys from Manchester, Liam Orrell, he asked me a very good question, pertinent, I believe. He asked me, would I ever come back to Fraser Island again? And I said, most definitely. It was an incredible experience. I'd just love to experience that again and like be a bit more clued up on everything. The driving was so much fun. Like, I loved it. So I was a bit nervous to start with on the driving, but once I got more confident, I wanted to drive the entire time, but you obviously got to let other people have a go. So I'd definitely come back. I thought it was a great experience. I'd urge everyone else, whoever comes to Australia, to do it because it was so far probably my favourite thing of the trip. Well, definitely the favourite thing of the trip. Meeting everyone, very good fun. And yeah, it was just a banging experience. So I'm off to Early Beach tonight, and I'll catch you guys later. I hope you all enjoy your lovely Sundays and bank holiday Mondays. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.